to kind of get less knee flex, so your chest is not looking up out over here. Right, see how your chest is facing here? Chest needs to be facing more down to the ball. Right, that's the task at hand. But you need to do it so you're not leaning forward and tilted off balance. You actually do it where you push your seat back like this and your chest down like that. That's what gives you the room to get in there. Right, but as we play the swing, even though we did a little bit of work before we got it set up. Right, this is good. Good. Okay, so you can see that the face of the club there is open. The face of the club right at this point, right, should be closing like this. You've seen this probably picture in the magazines before, where the face of the club looks like this. Right?
How it turns.
It
turns left.
You don't catch it here and then just push the ball on the face like that. The face of the club catches it square and then it continues to roll over. So this one was actually hit right on a good path, and actually your finish is already, even though I was telling you to make it more like what you felt like when you came out here, this is actually much better. Much more around. I mean, much more up and down and less around.
Oh, okay.
So the footwork. So let's
hit this button here, or control, and then you go to control, and
that speeds it up.
Speeds it up. Yeah.
The chest is starting to creep up a little teeny bit, even as good as that last one was. See how it's still facing a little bit up, a little bit up here. So you're starting to stand up to where it feels comfortable again. Really good angle of the club, as we mentioned. You do a little golf channel and some magazines and stuff like that. We got the swing plane. The club's back out here, pointed towards the ball. It's not pointed up at the sky. It's very good. Yep. People struggle over and over and over with that. So you can see he stopped. Right?
Yeah, I did.
So it looks more pronounced than it really is because it's shot at 300 frames a second. But that's perfect impact, right? Really good, really good. Yeah, right.
Yeah, club just doesn't get over a little more,
yeah.
huh?
Yeah. Well, you could see that the path of the club actually went a little. You know, if you look here, you hit that ball really straight, but you did it with a combination of. Right, the club's going a little left, right, without as much rotation of the face of the club. See there, the club is just the toe up, and it's exiting out of your shoulder, right? So as you from here, the club is supposed to be going this way, right? We first see it out of your left shoulder over there. So it's still going a little bit too left, but you recognize it, right? Watch this, and then start bringing it up, right? Look at your hands coming up and then coming over to the ear. So it happened a little late. It's good that you're aware of it. That's certainly the first stage in changing anything. But the face of the club at this point over here should actually be facing like this, already turned over here. That's where you see this picture in the magazines where the forearms are rolled over, more like that. But if you rolled it over that much with that path, you'd hit the ball way left. You know what I mean? So you got too little bit of not exactly right to produce that perfect shot you happen to hit.
Yeah,
right
so in
there.
this case, 2 wrongs made it right.
Well, but I like to say it isn't a math class. You know what I mean? It makes golf much more difficult when you start stacking negatives to try to make a positive. Right? So the easiest way is just to know exactly what you're supposed to do and do everything you can to follow those sort of basic recipe rules. You know what I mean? I want you to have, after this, a recipe for what helps you, not maybe something that's in the Mac, though they're fun to read and entertaining, and the golf channel, all of that stuff's good, but they're speaking to a person that's just sort of anonymous, right? You need to have recipe for what works for you,
right,
and your game and your keys and the things that you need to do correctly. So when you get caught out on the course and you maybe hit a couple of bad shots, you just go back to, you don't guess at, let me try this, or I read this on page 49, or what, right? You know this is what helps me. These are my common errors, and then you get right back on board with them. All right. I still think there's a little bit of roll out of this right shoe. See how your right knee slides a little bit? If you go in the backswing over here, the right knee really shouldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, you can see how that's rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hips splayed out a little bit.
Definitely.
It's not as much as it was before, but not totally dissimilar pictures. Right, coming into the ball, definitely from the inside. You see that? Where the hands are and the club are on the same line there, but the head of the club is way inside the line, which is perfect. That's going to make sure it's going to go out onto the to the ball on the little rainbow. Very similar position coming into the ball. This is where you're going to notice the biggest difference, though. Coming through the ball. See how my club is already turned over there, and you can still see it. Right, your club is hidden behind you over here. Right, means your arms are following your body for too long. Right, golf is a funny game. It has elements of what I call connection and elements of disconnection. From the waist high and below, right, from this position, you know, here to there, you know, the body and the arms kind of work together. But at the top of the backswing, there's disconnection, right, because I'm lifting my arms, right? I'm not continuing to turn them, I'm lifting them, right? So then I come back to connect. See that elbow hit the hip right there. Then we're here, and then we're going down the target line, and then they have to disconnect again. You have to come up over here, right? So we can come down the shoulder and down the back, and that club is still operating on the plane line. It's not helicoptering around this way, right? So then here, right? Again, your finish maybe is a little stiff. I'd rather see the arms fold all the way over like that. And you can see that the club wanted from the old swing coming around this way to kind of go like this, where I want it to just fit back to the plane, right back down the line like that.
Releasing the elbows.
So like I said, maybe we can videotape a little thing for him. So you can see going through the ball, my arms and the club are driving the ball that way, right? And yours are driving the club and the ball a little left. Right, hit it and see the club. See how it's tracking left like that. So now it's hidden over here.
I'm trying to scoop it almost.
Right. So, well, you're just letting the arms they're just following your chest too much rather than doing your old thing, doing their own thing. So why don't we show him that little chipping drill where you're going to do this? You're going to set up to it, boom, like hit it like this. The ball's going to go dead straight in front of you, and so it trains you not just to chip and pitch. It trains you because that's what the bottom of the swing actually is, right? It's not some new thing. That's the way you want the club going towards the target, and you want the face of the club closing to this toe up position right there. All right? Very good. Try to hit one, not a step. Yeah, like that. Right. You try to hit one with your sole intent is to just point the club back down the target. Come look at it and get you out of the way. I cannot launch right without first being hit from inside out slightly, and then draw back to the left like that without first having the face of the club go perfectly through the ball. And you can see here at this point that your left arm, if I was to move the cursor, where is it? There it is. Your left arm to the camera is just above your right arm. You see how I can see it? You know, normally when people do it wrong, they're set up like this. Right, you can't see it.
Right arm's high. Can't see it.
Tilt you back like this. It should be above this right one, so you can see all that.
That's the death move in a driver shot when you got that right arm above the left.
So even here, you can I mean, even though that feels real weird to you, right? It doesn't look that strange, right, on the on the picture, you certainly hit it perfectly. Let's see where we are here.
I think I'm recording the picture to the...
There we go.
Yeah, I changed it. This screen.
Great, great. This foot is good because we already loaded weight on it anyway. Although it rolled a little bit at the end. Nice from the inside. See, the club head is way behind your hands. Terrific. So you're going to hit it from inside out. Oh, I love it. I love it. Club's at its lowest point, looks like right there. See that? And then catches it on the up. Beautiful, right? The face of the club, we can still see it at this point, and the arrow's turned over. Right? All that same exact stuff, right? All that same exact stuff we did with that sand wedge pitch shot is in this shot that made you hit the ball perfectly straight. Perfect. Perfect. That's great.